Okay. Um, so far, we are still in the chapter 1, and this is all about Arjuna Vishada Yoga hai. How Arjuna connects to the Lord, connects to Krishna through the distress, through the distress that he is seeing around him in the battlefield. So the first point here is right. We studied, Dhritarashtra's inquiry to Sanjaya to see what is happening in the battlefield. And then Sanjaya talks about what is happening in the battlefield, what Duryodhana is doing, and what Arjuna is doing. So he talked about what Arjuna did. Arjuna, out of fear and diplomacy, he went to his not spiritual master, he went to his guru, you know, uh, Dronacharya, and talks about his army and Pandava's army. Out of fear, he did not expect that he has, see a very big army of Pandavas, 7 Akshohanis, compared to his army, that is 11 Akshohanis. And then we saw about some of the signs of victory for Pandavas, like Krishna is with the Pandavas and their blowing of conch shells uh, shattered the hearts of the Kauravas, that is Duryodhana and his party. And we saw the signs of the victory for the Pandavas. Then, now Arjuna started seeing the army. He requested Krishna to park the chariot between the two armies. See, as I mentioned, Krishna is a Bhakta Varchala. Arjuna ordered Krishna, and Krishna took that order with pleasure, with the order of his devotee with pleasure, and parked the chariot between the two armies so that Arjuna can see. And Krishna had another plan in mind because Krishna wants to deliver this Bhagavad Gita. So he said, "Hey Arjuna, see the Kurus. Kurus, he did not mean Dhritarashtra's sons or Pandavas, he meant Kuru. That is, it is a whole family of yours is standing here to fight with you." That triggered, some sort of emotional feeling within Arjuna. That we have seen in 20 to 27. And after seeing the army of Pandavas as well as the Kauravas, Arjuna is overwhelmed with compassion, right? We also studied that. And then in the last 2 weeks, we started reading about Arjuna's reasons not to fight, overwhelmed by compassion and other feelings. Arjuna was hesitated. He is not ready to fight because of 4 reasons. First reason is compassion towards his relatives. Due to the bodily affections towards his relatives, he does not want to kill them. Well, it's a natural because he's a devotee of Krishna, he's a friend of Krishna, he is more compassionate. But it is against his prescribed duty as a kshatriya, as a warrior. It does not fit him. So Krishna, for all these reasons of Arjuna, Krishna will give him a very befitting, very nice response. Right? Arjuna, this is not the correct way of doing it. He will correct him as a guru very nicely. And the second reason we studied was Arjuna did not see any reason for enjoying the victory after killing his enemies or relatives. So we stopped till 1.35, first chapter 35 shlokas. We'll try to cover the third reason today, fear of sinful reactions. First reason was compassion towards his relatives. And the second reason is when I kill the relatives, what I'm going to enjoy. Because people in general get a lot of money, material things, and everything just to show off to the family and relatives. If there is no one, but what is the need of getting the whole kingdom or anything? That is the mentality of Arjuna. Now let us get into a little bit more in detail what Arjuna thinks about the sinful reactions, right? So that's what we saw last week, right? Here, we left it up with this. No pleasure without relatives. He says, Madhava, there is Madhusudana, Krishna. What is the use of living when we kill our relatives, what is the use of this kingdom? Um, let them kill me. I don't mind, but I don't want to kill them. And he's sarcastically saying, "Oh, maintainer of all living entities, you maintain all living entities, right? And why do you want to kill them?" As I mentioned last week, there is also another meaning of Janardana. The first meaning is one who one who satisfies the needs of all the uh, living beings is called as Janardana, one who maintains. The other name for other meaning for Janardana is Jana Ardana, the killer of Jana, those who reduce the burden of the earth by killing the demons, is also called as Janardana. That's the name given for Krishna. And here Madhusudana, yeah, Krishna, sorry, Arjuna is sarcastically saying, "Hey, you killed demons. You did not kill your relatives. But why do you want me to kill my relatives, right?" So, and again, Arjuna is saying, "I'm not ready to fight even for the exchange of three worlds, let alone this earth." Right? That's what we saw. But will Krishna leave Arjuna just like that? No. Krishna is already determined. As a devotee, you know, they don't want to retaliate against any wrongdoer, but the Lord does not tolerate, right? The Lord does not tolerate if if there is any mischief or anything harm done to his devotees. The Lord can excuse a person on his own account, but he does not excuse anyone who has done harm to his devotees. We will see in the history, even now, right? If we see the great devotees, exalted devotees, acharyas, right? These things happen, right? Krishna does not tolerate. There are a lot of things. I think this is the one that I described the story of Ambarish Maharaj right here, and this is Durvasa Muni. Ambarish Maharaj, right, was protected directly by the Sudarshan of Krishna, and then Durvasa Muni went here and there, and Krishna said, "I'm not in my control. I'm the control of my devotees. You did aparata. You did uh, a harm to you try to do harm to my devotee. So you should surrender to my devotee." Then finally, Durvasa Muni surrendered to Ambarish Maharaj. And then Ambarish Maharaj requested the Sudarshan Chakra to forgive Durvasa Muni. So that is the position of devotees and Krishna. There are numerous stories, within you can find it in the Puranas as well as in the Alvars, Acharyas, right? Not only this, Krishna even does not tolerate when a devotee harms another devotee, right? I want to mention one story um, that happened to Alvar histories, right? There are 12 Alvars. That one of them is Pan Alvar, who is a singer. It so happened he was singing on the banks of Kaveri. He was not at that time of period, right? Thousand or 2000 years back. Since he was in the lower caste, he was not allowed to enter into the Sri Ranganatha temple, and he was singing. He was a great singer. He was singing about the glories of the Lord on the banks of the river. At that time, there was a priest from the Sri Rangam temple who was trying to get the water from the river, and then when he was returning, this pawn Arvar was blocking the way. And he forgot himself because he sings about the glories of the Lord. He chants the name of the Lord every day. He sings like anything. And this Lokas Arankamani tried to say, "Hey, I'm going." But he did not listen because he was in ecstasy. The Arvar was in ecstasy. Then the Lokas Arankamani priest threw a stone at him, and it started bleeding from the Arvar. Arvar then realized, "Oh, I'm sorry, sir. I'm really sorry. Please, I beg your pardon. Please forgive me. I did apachara to you. I blocked your way. You are taking water for Abhishekam for the Lord, but I blocked you. I'm really sorry." Though he got hurted, because that is the devotional, right? When one is a devotee, he has more compassion. And then Lokas Arangamuni went to the temple, but in the sanctum sanctorium, in the Molastan, right? He could not open the door. You know, Ranganatha did not open the door. He tried. He asked people to open the door. He did not open the door. And then there was a divine voice from Ranganatha. You did aparatha. You hurted my devotee. You go and bring him on your shoulder and to this Molasthana. That is the prayachita, right? Atonement. Then he was very he felt very bad about his action. So he went to Panarvar and then he requested him. He begged his pardon, and then he requested him to forgive. And Panarvar said, "I already, you did not do anything wrong." Then this Lokasarankamani priest took the Arvar on his shoulder and went into the sanctum sanctorum. Think about it, during that time, he was not even allowed into the temple, but Lord Sri Ranganatha asked him to get him into the sanctum sanctorium, the Moolasthana. And then, as soon as Tirupan Arvar went there, he saw the Lord in front of him. He never saw him. Then he started describing the glories of each and every parts of the body of Tirumeni, or that is body of the Lord. That is called as Amalan Adipiran. Then after reciting that, emerged into the Lord. So that was a glory, right? Krishna does not tolerate if somebody hurts his devotees. He always wants to glorify his devotees. Uh, so that is one story that I want to take an opportunity to share. How Krishna does not tolerate if his devotees are hurted, but he tolerates. See, Hiranyakashipu hurted, not hurted. Hiranyakashipu, um, you know, said a lot of nonsense things about Narayana, right? He blasphemed Narayana, right? But Narayana did not do anything. He said, yeah, that's fine, and it's okay. But Hiranyakashipu, when he tried to hurt, Hiranyakashipu said to his son, if I don't see Lord Narayana, I will take the form of like a lion, um, catching a elephant, I will kill you. Then suddenly Narayana did not tolerate that. That is the one reason he took the form, the head. Lord Narayana did not decide about which form he should take. He said that off is, Nara, that is man. The other off, the head, he did not decide about which part or which form should be taken for the head. When Hiranyakashipu said, I'm going to kill you like a lion, then Narayana decided, I'm going to take the form of the lion's head and then I will kill you. So that is the subtle relationship between the devotees and the Lord Bhaktavachala. Okay, I think I think I spoke a lot on this. Let me move forward. Okay, so this is the one. So this is the reason so far we discussed no enjoyment. What I'm going to do without any relatives. One needs a very luxury car, luxury home, and everything, but to share with the relatives. But if there is no relatives, friends, what is the point? That is Arjuna's question. Okay, here this is another thing. Um, does anyone wants to repeat after me? Okay, Keshava, you want to say this song, this
Okay.
verse?
पापमेवाश्रयेदस्मान् हत्वे दानाततायिनः तस्मान्नार्हा वयं हन्तुं धार्तराष्ट्रान् स्वबान्धवान् स्वजनं हि कथं हत्वा सुखिनः स्याम माधव.
Thank you. Okay, anyone wants to read this translation?
Yeah, let me
Swami,
read it.
yeah, go ahead. I'll read this next one. Please go ahead. It's,
It will overcome us. We slay such aggressors, therefore it is not proper for us to kill the sons of Dhritarashtra and our friends. What should we gain, O Krishna, husband of the goddesses of fortune, and how could we be happy killing our own kinsmen?
Right. So here, so this is the third reason, fear of sinful reactions, right? Sin will overcome if we slay such aggressors. I will come to that point. I've prepared a slide for that. Therefore, it is not proper for us to kill the sons of Dhritarashtra and our friends. The sin will come. What should we gain? Oh, Krishna, husband of goddess of fortune. And how could we be happy by killing our own king's men? Right? So here there are a few things. Uh, we can see the mind of Arjuna. So one a king could be a saintly person, but he should not be a cowardice. He should not be coward, right? For example, Lord Rama, he was a saintly person. And Janaka he was a Raja Rishi, but they are not coward, right? When Ravana kidnapped Sita, Ravana was an aggressor. Rama went to Sri Lanka and killed Ravana. So, but here you see the pattern of Arjuna is become more compassionate. He does not want to fight, right? He's ready to forgive this Atatayina. Atatayina means aggressors. He's ready to forgive the aggressors, right? You see, for example, these are the six aggressors. One who gives poison, one who sets fire to the house, one attacks with weapons, one plunders, one plunders the riches, by forcefully occupying the land, kidnaps wife, right? These are all the six type of aggressors our Arthashastras face, that these aggressors can be killed without incurring any sin. So that's it. And Rama killed Ravana, right? And we see it in a lot of Puranas and everything. And that's what the government also does, right? So these kind of people can be killed without any sin. Okay, and just to make it a little bit interactive, can anyone say, point out some examples of these aggressions by Kauravas to the Pandavas? How many of these aggressions how many of these aggressions did Kauravas did to the Pandavas? Does anyone know?
I think all.
Absolutely, all of them. Uh, can give an example for giving a poison?
No, but I know that they set fire to that house. Yeah.
Yes, yes,
And yes, and the others, of course, like giving poison. Definitely, there is an incident, but I think they tried to poison Bhima also when he
yes,
was young.
yes. That is true. They tried to poison, in fact,
Yeah,
Bhima,
Bhima.
and set the fire to house.
Yeah,
And a lot of time they attacked with weapons.
yeah.
Even during the
Mhm.
fight, plundering the riches. Right during the dice game, gambling match. They plundered all the riches from the Pandavas, and they also took away their Indraprastha, right? And kidnaps wife. Kidnapping wife as well as insulting the wife is also included here. They did a lot of immoral things to Draupadi during the gambling. But there is one instance where, when they were in the forest, Duryodhana sent Jayadratha. Jayadratha is um, Duryodhana's sister's husband. Duryodhana's sister's husband is Jayadratha. He was sent to the forest and he was trying to kidnap Draupadi, but fortunately, Arjuna, Bhima, they were there, so they protected Draupadi. So they did all of these things to Pandavas, but Arjuna is ready to forgive them, right? That is the Acharyas explain. That is a devotee. He has a devata gunam. He has a demigod, quality. So papam means sinful, impious, right? So he is trying to evaluate. Okay, what is papam? If one evaluates if the activity that I'm doing is pious or impious. If I'm doing it pious, that means I'm going to get a punya karma. If I'm going to do impious, I'm going to get a papa karma. If we evaluate that in each and every one activity, every one of the activities, they say that we are getting the quality of a devata. So he is behaving like a devata here by evaluating. But one thing to note is that there are two kinds of prominent shastras. Artha Shastra, you might have heard, and Dharma Shastra. Okay. Shastra comes from the root shas. Shas, shash. Shash means rules, right? Shastra means a list of rules and regulations, a list of rules, right? And that is why shiksha also comes from shash. When a student obeys the rules of the master or guru, is called a shiksha. When somebody following the rules and regulations listed in a book, it is called a shastra, right? Shist, everything comes from the shash. So Artha Shastra describes about the rules for socio-economic perspective. If he does this, give this, punishment. If he does this from the socio-economic perspective, political socio-economic perspective. But Dharma Shastra talks about more in terms of religious, Atiti Devo Bhava, ahimsa paramo dharma. Those are all Dharma Shastra talks about. But killing the aggressors, right? Arthashastra talks about those. But here Arjuna is confused between Arthashastra and Dharma Shastra. He's trying to cleverly take hold of a Dharma Shastra. He said, "No, Krishna, this is not a Dharma. This is not a nice thing because you know, we can kill anybody, enemies. But how can we kill our kith and kin? It's a right question, right? For example, if our very close relative does something, are we going to kill him? We will hesitate. Okay, let's leave him. Right? It's a very right question, but he's trying to mix Dharma Shastra and Artha Shastra. Artha Shastra says these aggressors have to be killed. Dharma Shastra says don't kill your kith and kin. So he's trying to play, right, because of his compassion. And that is what, here we see. And another thing here to know is, see, this is the second time he says Swajanam. He always consider Dhritarashtra's sons, that is Duryodhana and others, as is Swajanam, right? As his, close relatives. Right? That is the difference between Dhritarashtra, who says Pandavas and Kauravas. He separated in the first shloka, but here he says, Arjuna says, Swajanam, Swabandhavan. Swabandhavan is all are same relatives, right? And the other thing here to note is Madhava. Madhava means means Mahalakshmi, Lakshmi, goddess of fortune. Dava means husband of Dava means husband. So husband of Mahalakshmi, Lakshmi is Madhava. See, Krishna is none other than husband of goddess of fortune, that is Lakshmi. He's saying so. As I mentioned last time in Bhagavad Gita, in many places you will find, situational use of the names like Janardana, right? And Sudana there in the previous loka. Here, Madhava. Hey, Krishna, you are the goddess of fortune, but why do you want to bring unfortune here, right? Goddess of fortune, you are the husband of goddess of fortune, but why do you want to bring misfortune here? That is Arjuna's uh, point here, right? But if we see, right, Arjuna is a Devata quality, demigod quality, but Duryodhana did not even think about it. When Arjuna see the armies of the Pandavas and Kauravas, his heart melted. But in the second, third, and fourth, fifth, sixth shlokas, Duryodhana saw both the armies, but his heart did not melted. He was so rough, right? Um, you know, nothing happened to him, no emotional feeling or nothing, right? Okay. So we saw this one. So we saw this as well. So 36 to 38, it is all about fear of sinful reactions. So sin is sin in killing the aggressors, and a greedy man see no fault in killing relatives, but we do. Now that will be the next shloka. Okay. Anybody wants to read it after me? Okay. Pradeepa, you want to recite these two shlokas?
Yes. यद्यप्येतेन पश्यन्ति लोभोपहतचेतसः कुलक्षयकृतं दोषं मित्रद्रोहे च पातकम् कथं न ज्ञेयम् अस्माभिः पापादस्मान्निवर्तितुं कुलक्षयकृतं दोषं प्रपश्यद्भिर्जनार्दन.
Thank you, Pradeepa. Priyanka Mataji, do you want to read this translation?
Yes,
Priyanka ji?
yes. O Janardana, although these men, their hearts overtaken by greed, see no fault in killing one's family or quarreling with friends, why should we, who can see the crime in destroying a family, engage in these acts of sin?
Thank you. So here, this is again the fear of sinful reaction. Arjuna is saying, these people, Duryodhanas, right? Their hearts are overtaken by the greed. They don't see any fault in killing one's family or quarreling. Right? But why should we do that? If they are doing that mistake crime, why should we do it? Right? And incur sin. That is his question. Right? So it is said, the Acharyas explain, based on the Kshatriya Dharma, when a Kshatriya here, I mean warrior, is challenged for a game of dice, or when they're challenged for a fight, the Kshatriya in general, they cannot say no. So that is one reason, right? When Duryodhana and Shakuni cleverly, called on Yudhishthir, right, for a dice of game, he could not avoid it. But initially, he wants to avoid it. He said, no. But since the request also came from Dhritarashtra, who is like a father for Yudhishthira, Yudhishthira innocently accepted it. Otherwise, he was not in a position, he was not interested in playing dice. But due to the force from Dhritarashtra and others, he accepted it. So, in nutshell, when a Kshatriya is challenged for a fight or game of dice, they should accept it. All right. But here Arjuna is saying he does not want to accept this fight. He does not want to accept the challenge when he was challenged by Duryodhana. He is ready to give up the kingdom, right? Because what Arjuna's point is, see, Duryodhana is not understanding the negative consequences of this fight. Though he has challenged, I've come here, but he does not understand the negative consequences of fight. But I understand. I know what will happen. I will lose the kith and kin because of this battle. So that's the reason I don't want to fight, right? So it is said, the archers explain. So people sometimes take vows or obligations, right? Sometimes because of our obligations, if it is going to give a negative results, we should not accept that obligation. Right. For example, in case of Bhishma, he took a vow that he will always support Hastinapur for any reason. Right. He was obligated to protect Hastinapur, but he did not speak anything when Draupadi was insulted, when they were trying to strip off her sari. Right. So those type of unnecessary obligations will get into trouble. But here Arjuna is saying, though I'm obligated, but I don't want to fight, right? In this manner. So the other important thing here is lobho pahata chetasaha. Lobho pahata chetasaha means lobho means greed. So when one is in lusty or greed, they lose their intelligence. So this here, lobo pahata chetas, it refers to Duryodhana. So when the Duryodhana is overtaken by greed and loses his intelligence and is trying to uh, fight with us, why should we fight and kill them? So that is one of the reason, all right? And here the acharyas explain asma bihi. Here katam na gnayam asma bihi. Why should we do it? So Arjuna is not saying, why should I do it? He is also including Krishna together. Why should we do it? Right? Because it is said, the Acharyas explain this point. Why Arjuna included Krishna as well? Because Arjuna is saying, hey Krishna, you are here. You are sitting as a charioteer. I'm with you and you are with me. But if I do this, tomorrow the people will say, Krishna was also there. Even then he did it. Right? So that's the reason Arjuna is including Krishna also when saying Asma Bihi. The other thing is Kulakshaya Kritam. Kulakshaya Kritam means destruction of the family, destroying a family. So it is said, right? One is always indebted to the demigods, devatas, right? They provide rain, they provide air, they provide sunshine, right? Moon provides moonlight. In the 15th chapter, Krishna explains Krishna is sun, Krishna is moon. Through as a moon, he gives juiciness to vegetables. Now, recently, I studied one article. It is said that during the night time, because of the moon's presence, our vegetables are grow, more fleshy. So Krishna already said that in Purushottama Yoga in the 15th chapter. Now I was correlating how matching they are, the same thing, you know. So we are always indebted to devatas. We are indebted to rishis because the rishis provide a lot of Vedic literature. Like here, Vyasa Bhagavan, who has written Mahabharata. Within Mahabharata, we have Bhagavad Gita, and apart from that, Vyasa Bhagavan wrote all the Puranas, and Vyasa Bhagavan compiled all the Vedas, four Vedas. So because of that, we get knowledge. So we are indebted to them. And we are also indebted to bhutas, right? Different bhuta means different living entities like cows, which gives milk. And we are also indebted to our forefathers, right? Because of my grandfather, my father was born. Because of my father, I was born. And so we are indebted to them. But here, that is the point Arjuna is trying to arrive here. Why should we destroy this family? Right? When you destroy the family, what happens is a lot of elder members are removed from the family. So, and it is said, the so as a son, I may not be able to do my duties to my forefathers. So when the men in the army are killed, when the dynasty is killed, they may not be able to um, provide some. They may not be able to do rituals to their forefathers. As I mentioned, there are different people that we are indebted to them, and like one of them is the forefathers. We are indebted to them because of them. We came into being into this world, and because of that, we have taken a human form. Because of having a human form, we can, chant the holy name. We can read Bhagavad Gita. We can, follow what Krishna said, and we can go back home, back to Godhead. We can go back to Vaikuntha because we got this opportunity, right? Because of our forefathers, we are indebted to them. But when these people are killed, right, they cannot be able to perform their duties to their forefathers. It is said, Putra means Pumnam Narake Trayate iti putra. Pumnam. So, sometimes or many times, if due to the past sinful activities, the forefathers, they could become ghosts, or the forefathers can go to Naraka, hellish planets, right? For different hellish planets. But the son, when they do dharma, shraddha, and everything, it helps them at least to take the material body next birth. So if these people are destroyed, nobody will do it. So that's the reason he's saying that it is going to destroy the family, and he's hesitating, to do this. Um, right. So let me move ahead. I just want to make sure I covered everything. Okay. Okay. We have a few more minutes. Anybody wants to read after me this shloka? Srini, do you want to read?
कुलक्षये प्रणश्यन्ति कुलधर्मा सनातनाः धर्मे नष्टे कुलं कृत्स्नम् अधर्मोऽभिभवत्युत अधर्मभिभवात् कृष्ण प्रदुष्यन्ति कुलस्त्रियः स्त्रीषु दुष्टासु वार्ष्णेय जायते वर्णसङ्करः.
Thank you, Srini. Anybody wants to read this translation?
Yeah, let me read it.
Please, thank you.
With the destruction of the dynasty, the eternal family tradition is vanquished, and thus the rest of the family becomes involved in religion. When irreligion is prominent in a family of Krishna, the woman of the family becomes polluted, and from the degradation of womanhood or descendant of Varnishi, some unwanted progeny.
Thank you, Kaushalji. So here, this is also one of the reasons. This is the fourth reason. So far we have been fear of. So far, he was talking about the third reason, fear of sinful reactions. Okay, now he's talking about harmful effects of destroying the family. Right? He says, with the destruction of the family dynasty, the tradition is vanquished, right? So normally in India, right, there are a lot of family tradition based on varnashrama dharma. There are a lot of family traditions. So traditionally, right now, coming to US or coming to different countries, or even in India, many of the family traditions are not followed, right? But here in this Bhagavad Gita, it is said by Arjuna that each and every family, they have some traditions. These traditions are based on the Vedas, right? These traditions, when it is being done, these family traditions and samskaras, right? When they are done, they have purifying senses. They are purifying the senses and the mind. So that will help one elevate their consciousness and attain salvation or liberation. So that is how our family system, our social order, and everything has been set up, in our, Vedic culture. But here Arjuna is saying, when a dynasty, when the whole generation is vanquished, when the whole generation or dynasty is vanquished, nobody will not know how to do or how to, perform those family traditions, right? So even now, right, in India, when we were in India, so we had a lot of, people, we lived with a joint family, and a lot of people, will help us, how to do these samskaras, traditions, and everything. But, when you come to US, right, that is being little bit reduced because we don't have a direct contact. But here in those days, right, Arjuna is saying that due to the elimination of this dynasty, there won't be any elders to help the next generation follow the traditions. But due to not following the traditions, due to not having the senses and the mind purified, right? So there'll be a lot of irreligion. The family will not follow any traditions or samskaras, and there'll be a lot of irreligion. Adharmas will happen. But when that happens, when that happens, you know, the women and the children may be misled. So it is said in general, the women and the children can be easily misled or polluted. So that's the point is Arjuna's making here. When there is a irreligion is prominent in the family, when they are not following any traditions or anything, the women of the family could be easily polluted. And because of that degradation of the women, because there are no elders to protect the women, right? So there are no elder members of the family to protect the woman. So there is a high chance that they may be degraded. And because of that, they may have unwanted progeny, unwanted children. It's called as Varna Shankaraha. So these are some of the reasons Arjuna is listing down for not fighting one by one, right? That, this is the fourth reason, by destroying the family, right? There won't be any traditions followed, family traditions, no samskaras, nothing will be followed, and people will easily fall prey into irreligion. They'll follow anything, and because of the absence of the elders, the woman and the children may not be protected, and the woman may follow wrong path, and that may lead to unwanted Varna Shankaraha. Varna Shankaraha means unwanted progeny that will cause confusion in the city, in the society, right? Yesterday I was talking to one of the doctors, who is a senior devotee, and she was practicing in US, and she was saying, a lot of things, right? She used to attend on calls, when there are family emergencies. And she has mentioned in US and in general, a lot of places where the children are left just like that because the parents are drug addict, or the parents, leave the children, and the parents are, go somewhere, the children are not taken care, and the children are, forced into the foster homes, and they suffer a lot mentally. That's like very Varna Sankaraha, right? They don't have proper. She was talking, how a kid needs, elders, parents, elders, for the protection, children and women, right? They need the parents and the grandparents, that protection, so that the kids grow well. So as it is mentioned, it takes a village to bring a child, to grow a child. So let me stop here. So we have completed 1.440. So there are only 7 more shlokas left. So next week we will wrap up this chapter. And in the following week, I'm planning to give you a full overview of this chapter so that we recall, so it is imprinted in our memory very well. And let me stop here. Does anyone have any questions, any comments? Any realizations or anything? Okay, if nothing else, thank you so much for your time. And if you get any benefits from listening to this session, the credit goes to my Guru Maharaj. And if I did anything wrong, knowingly or unknowingly, it is because of my limitations. And please forgive me. All glories to Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita ki
Jai. Hare
Jai.
Krishna, Prabhuji.
Srila
Prabhuji,
Prabhupada ki jai. Please.
Srinivas, Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Can I talk to you for a minute?
Yeah, please.
Reverse stand
Thank
up.
you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
So first of all, my name is Sandeep. I'm father of Reva.
Oh, Hare Krishna.
And Hare Krishna. And this is the first week she attended the session.
Okay.
So first of all, thank you so much from the core of our heart that you are taking this effort, pain, dedicating your time for this noble cause. So I cannot thank you enough. So for that, we are definitely our sincere gratitude.
Oh, all glories to my Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Thanks for attending. Thanks for coming, taking time.
Absolutely. I was lucky that I went to local temple, SB temple, and I saw the flyer over there. And I was looking for such a program for a long time. And the moment I found it, and it was perfectly great time, great day of the week. Saturday being Saturday is very easy to be part of this program.
Oh, thank you. All Krishna's blessing and Perumal's blessing, Venkateshwara's blessings.
So again, I have a few questions. Since we joined this program today, what is like it happens every Saturday, and do you want to share like what is the Like it will keep happening every Saturday, or what is the plan? Because I think, as I said, Saturday works for us perfectly fine, and there is nothing that will stop Riva to attend this. Just want to understand, what is the overall plan at high level.
Yeah, absolutely. So far we have been having this on Saturday, 8 to 8:45 p.m. And I found that probably during the summer, people will go for, shopping or anything, vacation during our, places and outing on Saturdays. I was thinking probably I'll just put a poll, and if they want to switch it to like Thursday or Friday evenings, if that is easier for them, if they have anything happening on Saturday evenings or Sunday evenings during the summertime. Otherwise, I prefer Saturday evening, 8 to 8:45, because most of the people will be available at home, completing all their work, all the chores, everything.
Correct. I think I understand what you're saying, because in summer, school being closed, kids being on vacation, so parents might be taking them out, and that will
Yes,
happen only on the weekends.
right.
So there could be cases where less number of kids are attending those weekend sessions especially during summer. So that makes sense that if you do a poll and ask everybody, let's see what the majority of the people want.
Absolutely.
But
Thanks for
your plan is simply, keep running those sessions. And obviously in Gita, I have heard that, and my family is a devotee of Shri Chaitanya Gaudiya Math back in India.
Oh, very nice.
My mother
Great to
has
have your thoughts. Yeah.
right.
And
My
we're
mother
fortunate
has
to have your
Diksha.
association.
Correct. My mother has Diksha from Srimad Bhaktivedanta Goswami Maharaj,
Oh,
who
very
is
nice.
a disciple of Prabhupada, who's the disciple of, I believe, no, my mother took Diksha from Tirth Vallabh Maharaj Ji, who
Okay.
is a disciple of Bhakti Daitav Goswami Maharaj, who were, I think Bhakti Daitav Goswami Maharaj and Srila Prabhupada Ji, they were the disciple of the same Guru.
Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati, right?
Right.
Very
I think
nice.
that's what I recall.
Very nice. That's really great.
Right. Obviously, this is all Chaitanya Gaudiya Math or ISKCON,
Yes.
same family. This is
Yes.
the noble cause is same. So
Right. This is a Gaudiya Sampradaya, right? Brahma
exactly,
Mata Gaudiya Sampradaya.
exactly. So perfect. Again, my sincere gratitude and Hare Krishna to you
Hare
for all
Krishna.
this invaluable, priceless, knowledge, imparting those knowledge to our kids so that they can understand, they can use this thing. Even at this age, we keep learning, so much from Gita every day. You read 10 times, you learn something new. You read 11 times, you
Right.
learn something new, and you go through it 12 times, you learn something new. It never ends.
Absolutely.
All right. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you
Thank you
so
very
much
much. Thanks
for
for feedback.
clarifying, giving me those details.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.